Samarandasya Jnananjana Salakaya Chaksurunmilitam Jena Tasmai Sri Gurave Namaha Vandeham Sri Guru Sri Jata Padakamalam Sri Gurun Vaishnavangscha Sri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunatang Vitang Tang Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Purijana Sahitam Sri Krishna Chaitanya Devam Sri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Sri Vishakhan Vitangscha Namo Mahāvaranaya Krishna Prema Pradayate Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namne Gauratashe Namah Nindantam Pulakot Korena Vikasam Nipa Prasmunachchavim Prodrikritva Bhujadvayam Hari Hari Ituchai Vidantam Muhu Nityantam Drutamasrunir Jara Chai Sinchantam Uravitalam Gayantam Nija Parashadai Parivritam Sri Gaura Chandram Nama. So before we speak about Mahāprabhu, today is also the disappearance day of Ramachandra Kaviraj and the appearance day of Srila Gopal Bhatta Goswami. You know, Ramachandra Kaviraj, disciple of Srinivasa Acharya and beloved associate of Narottam Thakur, and then that famous song, Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Daya Koramari. In the end, he says that, Daya Koro Sri Acharya Prabhu Srinivas Ramachandra Sango Mage Narottam Das. So, to be so dear to Narottam Thakur is to be, from his heart, to express his appreciation for his association, gives us a hint of his divine qualifications. And that's Srinivasa Acharya. You know, he so perfectly expressed in his Sad Goswami Astakam, prayers to the six Goswamis, identifying the, you could say, qualities, traits, characteristics, and that they have in common. Other prayers are there to identify, specific, characteristics or traits of the individual. But here, it's interesting that everything he expressed there is something they hold in common, despite their individual natures. And this is part of the beauty of Krishna consciousness. As pure devotees, they're not clones of another pure devotee. There's not just one type. But there are things they hold in common, then there are individual beauty. Right? But Nana Shastra Vicharana Ikanipano Saddharma Sangstapako Lokanam Hitakarano Tribhune Manyo Ranya Radha Krishna Gunasmiter Madhurnimat Nandena. But Nana's, all the scriptures, Shastra Nipun, they're expert at extracting the inner meaning of the scriptures. As we may be misled by reading them. As Professor Sanyal told Srila Guru Maharaj, if I go to read the Bhagavatam under the guidance of a Vaishnava, then it may be devotion. But if on my own I study the Bhagavatam, and by extension the other various scriptures, that it may be karma or vikarma. We may get the opposite effect of, instead of being enlightened, deluded. Shraddhanvato anushvinaya datavarnayedyak in the Bhagavatam. It's about the culture of faith and hearing faithfully in the line. There's a particular method of revelation that is consistent throughout the line. Therefore, in that song, it's traits, qualities they hold in common. Right? And they're not saying anything different, they're saying one thing in a unified way. We must perceive thematically what is being said and what's being said and adhered to consistently. Right? So Gopal Bhatta Goswami, the nephew of, what is the uncle's name? Bhatta? Yeah. And remember, Prabodhananda Saraswati is in the same family. Astasaki Tunga Vidya. But Gopal Bhatta, it means, and ostensibly, Sri Vaishnavas. Right? We know that Mahāprabhu, after he took sannyās, he stayed for some time during one Chaturmasya, the time that normally the sannyasis are not traveling due to the rainy season. They stay in one holy place until that finishes. He stayed at the home of Bhatta, and every day they're engaged in Harikatha. And one day Mahāprabhu almost playfully says to him, "Why is it that your Lakshmi wants to have rasa with my Krishna?" Because Sri Vaishnavas mean they're worshippers of Vishnu. Vishnu is supreme, and then Krishna in the position of avatar. Remember, Kaviraj Goswami says, if you describe Krishna as, Kiradakshai Vishnu, he said, does that add to his glory? It may not be incorrect from one point of view, but whereas we find out in the Bhagavatam, Vishnu wants to have a glimpse of the beauty of Krishna himself. But so when Mahāprabhu poses that question, why does your Lakshmi Devi want to have rasa with my Krishna? Venkata immediate response, in terms of his ontological understanding, is, rasa is the specialty. When Vishnu is in the rasa mode, that's Krishna. So naturally, if Lakshmi Devi wants rasa, then she will go in his aspect when he's Krishna. And Mahāprabhu is saying, it's a good answer. It's tenable from a certain point of view. But then why doesn't she get to have rasa with Krishna then? And conversely, the Braja Gopis cannot conceal their disappointment when searching for Krishna. Hey Radhe Brajadevi Ke Chalalite Hey Nanda Shuno Kutaha. When they're searching for Krishna, and he plays a trick on them by pushing out two more arms and appearing as Vishnu, they can't conceal their disappointment. Rago Daya Kunchati, in the words of Srila Rupa Goswami. So, Lakshmi Devi, you're saying, she aspires for rasa with Krishna, all right, but is not given entrance into that plane. And these Braja Gopis have no apparent interest in Vishnu. So when we hear Rupa Goswami say, 60 qualities Vishnu, 64, doesn't mean that Krishna is 4 qualities marginally more than Vishnu. Don't think like that. It's a trick. Because what are those four qualities? They're, Madhura Rasa pastimes with his devotees. Is it Sarvad Bhuta Chamatkara, Lila Kalalavaradi, Atulya Madhura Prema, something, Mandala, Manasa, Venu, Manasa Karshi, Venu, I'm confusing too, but Venu Kalakujita. The sweet sound of Krishna's flute is not just an extra feature of Krishna conception, but particularly saying Madhura Rasa, that is not within the purview of the pastimes of Vishnu. Right? So the Braja Gopis, what lies deep within the core of their hearts cannot be satisfied by anything less than Krishna himself. And mainly they're interested in Swayam Bhagavan Krishna, who's at the right hand of Srimati Radharani. But Mahāprabhu says, but, as Venkatabhatta realized this has left the realm of human comprehension. Nama Rupa Guna Lila Atakshri Krishna Namadi Nabhavyed Graham Indriye. It's beyond the grasp of the mind, senses, intellect. Right? Muhyanti Yat Suraya. Brahma, Indra, and even, Shiva to a certain extent. And I remember, and Mohini Murti Pazan, it's going around the tank in Calcutta, teen-number tank, Dum Dum Park, and there was one man who stopped coming to the temple. He's an unusual person. And I said, why? And he said, I heard your arati. And the line, Shambhu Agochar, that beyond what Shambhu can, I cannot accept that. Saying, even Shiva cannot grasp this. We can say as Bhakti Shiva, that's another thing, but Shiva is conventionally understood. Right? He said he couldn't accept. I heard, and our devotees are trying to, at times, understand what they're singing, which is good. That's a good thing. But he's a Bengali, so he can hear all the, so he hears people singing, and even Shiva cannot understand. What? So, but he said, but don't think offensively about Lakshmi Devi, Brahma Sangita. Remember, Mahāprabhu brought that book back from South India, Krishna Karnamritam and Brahma Sangita. It's not accidental, anecdotal, peripheral. It's central. Otherwise, it wouldn't be there. Why would he share it? And what did that mean? The principal devotees, they would make copies by hand. Means what is in there, he wanted to be distributed. And what is there? Lakshmi Sahasra Sata Sambrahma Sevyamanam. As Srila Govindamars put it once very sweetly, succinctly. Want to understand the difference between Krishna and Vishnu? Vishnu, for every Vishnu, one Lakshmi. Like on Prabhupada's book cover, you see all those Vaikuntha planets, the first, and you see there's a Vishnu different, 12 Vishnus, 24 Vishnus, 64, and etc. And each Vishnu, there's one Lakshmi. And Krishna, Lakshmi Sahasrasata Sambrahma Sevyamanam. Hundreds of thousands, millions, billions, trillions of Lakshmis for one Krishna. What is his enjoying capacity? Govindamari Purusham Tamaham Bhajai. Brahma is saying, that Lord I worship. The one Krishna with the billions of Lakshmis. gopis. So, and what does Gopal Bhatta extract? He's madly extracting from the scripture so much. There's just, it must have been a room filled with Shastric references. He has no time to organize, he's busy extracting this nectarine substance so that Jiva Goswami, Sanatana Goswami, they're like, right, this goes over here, and this will be in that chapter, and and they present the Hari Bhakti Vilas, as Guru said, because just societal concerns, and within that culture, we don't really need to go into the technical aspects, but Gopal Bhatta had, unquestionable, undeniable Brahminical credentials, being from South Indian, Sri Sampradaya, etc., so published in his name, where it's to his credit. But from the Archan, what would be used in Archan, he's revealing substance, the ultimate substance, and Radha Dasyam, which is consistent, the Rupa Nuga line, and as indicated by the Prayojan Tattva Acharya, Śrīla Raghunath Das Goswami. Gopal Bhatta writes, Govinda Balabhe Radhe Parte Tamahang Sada. And as Guru Maharaj said, Krishna saying, oh, you want connection with me? That's not my department. He said, no, but you're Krishna. No, you must go, Govinda Balabha means the lover of Krishna. You want to get access to the king, you approach the queen. Hare Krishna. Sakshad Hari Tena Samasta Shastre Uktas Tatava Vyate Vasadvi Kintu Prabhoya Priya Vatasya Bandegaro Sri Charanaravindam. Prabhu Priya. In the beginning, Sakshad Hari, we understand, to focus exclusively on Krishna. Bahunam Janmanam Ante Jnanavan Mam Prapadyate Vasudeva Sarvamiti Samahatma Sudurlabha. Rarely does one, the Jnanavan, those who really know, they understand. Vasudeva Sarvamiti. But that is, as Guru said, the outskirts of Krishna conception. Really, we must, to properly conceive Krishna, means in the company of his Shakti, or his potency, who, as Guru says, really, Radharani is the inner sweetness of Krishna expressed outwardly. So, I say, Govinda Balabha means the lover of Govinda, or we say the one who has the most love for Govinda. We're talking of Krishna Prem, Krishna consciousness. Who is the most Krishna conscious? If you want to get Krishna consciousness, then you should approach the person who has the most Krishna consciousness, which would be Srimati Radharani. So he's saying, Govinda Balabhe Radhe Tvarte Tamahangsa. You should approach her and her friends, assistants, followers, surrogates, and they'll bring you in connection with Krishna. So Sakshadarita, understand Krishna first. As Guru said, Everest, highest peak, make your approach proof positive that you're going in the right direction, is coming in connection with the subordinate peaks that are surrounding Everest, the entourage of Krishna. So Kintu means but, Kintu Prabhoya Priya Evatasya. Here Guru Maharaj said this means on closer examination, right? Greater scrutiny, we see when focusing on Krishna, the shift takes place. Or Guru, seen as Prabhu Priya, the one who is most dear to Krishna. In one sense, we can say, Narada is telling Vyas, what's not been clearly indicated? Achyuta Priya, the one who's most dear to Krishna. Otherwise, devotion is fictitious. It's not real and substantial. Nirmat Saranam Satam. You cannot be envious of or neglect, diminish the devotee of Krishna, is announced in the very beginning of the Bhagavatam, which is the book of Krishna conception. Dharmak projita kaita paramo nirmat saranam satam. To be non-envious of sounds a little unusual. You know, like to not be envious of, that there must be a parallel component to that. So to not be envious of means to appreciate, right? As opposed to vilify, to glorify, to sing the glories of, the praise. Jari gorna hoita tabiki hoita kamari taridam dehe radhar mahima prema rasasima jagata janatake. Why Mahāprabhu himself appeared to sing the glories of Srimati Radharani, the greatest devotee of Krishna and the greatest reservoir of Krishna consciousness. Gopal Bhatta again, Radhe Vrindavanadi She Korunamrita Vahini. She is like a Koruna Amrita, a nectar of compassion and an ever-flowing stream of divine mercy and compassion, bringing others in connection with Krishna conception. That's who she is. That's at the heart of the Krishna consciousness movement. So, Gopi Bhava Rasamritab Dilahari Kalola Magno Muhur. Gopal Bhatta Goswami and the others totally drowning in an ocean of Gopi Bhav. Right? Gopi heart. The way they see Krishna. Their exclusive focus. Dismissing even Narayan, Vishnu himself. Right? Their hearts can only be satisfied by Krishna, Krishna conception. So, Srila Prabhupada coined the phrase Krishna consciousness. And Guru Maharaj liked this very much because he's saying, it's like Krishna Chaitanya. Mahāprabhu, Krishna Chaitanya, Krishna consciousness. And we hear in the Chaitanya Charitamritam that Krishna descends once in a day of Brahma, Swayam Bhagavan Krishna. Remember in the beginning of the Bhagavatam it says there are innumerable avatars, as many as the waves of the ocean. That's a lot. So, once in a day of Brahma, Swayam Bhagavan. Swayam Bhagavan means original Krishna. Govindam Adi Purusham, that Krishna. Anadir Adir Govinda. Sarva Karna Karnam, that Krishna. Right? And what does that mean once that we learn a day of Brahma from Gita? Sahasra Yuga Parjantam Ahor Yad Brahmano Vidu. These yuga cycles, Satya, Dwapara, Treta, Kali, means 4,300,000 years. So saying 1,000 of those cycles is one day of Brahma. So that's 4,300,000,000 years. So he's saying, once in a day of Brahma does Krishna come, Swayam Bhagavan Krishna. Many avatars and other times, but only once. And it's saying, and something interesting there for reasons unexplained or unknown to me. Saying, and this particular time, Dwarpa means two, like Dwarpara, Treta, so it's Satya, Dwarpara, Treta, Kali. Saying, but in this particular time, in the 28th Dibya Yuga, out of the Manus, there's 72, and the 28th Dibya Yuga, Vaivaswata Manu, son of Bivaswan, Dwarpara Yuga, and Treta Yuga invert. So it's Satya, Treta, Dwarpara, Kali. And at that, in the Kali Yuga that follows the Dwarpara Yuga appearance of Krishna, Swayam Bhagavan, Avatar Sar, Sri Krishna Chaitanya Mahāprabhu appears. Gauranga. As Gauranga said, Yuga Avatar, Chaitanya Avatar is appearing in every Kali Yuga. He said sometimes his color is not golden, sometimes like that of a parrot. But why Gauranga? Sang in the Arati song that Shyama Sundar Krishna, who's Shyama Sundar, this inconceivable, young Shyama Sundaram Atyantya Gunas Rupam, inconceivably beautiful, dark, blackish beauty, enveloped in the heart and halo of Radharani, Radha Bhavadyuti Subalita, has become Gauranga Sundar. All of his Gaura Anga, he's become golden. Srila Rupa Goswami in his poetry, he writes, Raso Dama Kamar Buddha Madhura Damojula Tunur Jati Nam Utangshastarani Koti Vidyoti Basana Hiranyanam Lakshmi Varana Vivavangangi Rucha Satchetan Kime Punar Pidashor Yashati Padam. How beautiful and sweet beauty, the form in the Raso Dama Kamar Buddha. 10 million cupids in full-blown cupidity, Madhurojvala Tamar, this shining, brilliant, sweet form is that of Mahāprabhu. Lakshmi Nam, Hiranyanam, Lakshmi Varana Biva, and he's saying, so golden is his radiance that his saffron cloth is glowing. It's saffron with golden color glowing through. And Gurumar, Svarna Koti Darpanava Dehu Barna Gauravam, like 10 million brilliant, shining, coruscating mirrors of gold. Padma Parijata Gandha Banditanga Sauravam, Koti Kami Murchitangri Rupa Rasa Rangaram, Prema Dama Deva Meva Nome Gaura Sundaram. And 10 million cupids will faint to see the beauty of Gauranga Mahāprabhu. So, Krishna, two things converge. One is, he's hearing the calls of Advaita Acharya, Tulosidala Matrena, Chulasya Jalakenava, Vikrini Ite, Tanum Swamatmanam, Bhaktebhyo Bhakta Vatsala. Advaita Acharya with the palm of Ganga Jal, palmful of Ganga Jal and Tulsi, is calling to Krishna to descend and save the fallen souls. And it's the time for the Yuga avatar to descend. But Krishna, he has something in mind also. He's saying this is an opportunity for him. As Rupa Goswami describes in his Chaitanyastakam, Aparam Kasyapi, Pranay Janamindasya Kutuki, Rasotstamam Ritva Maduram Upabhoktam Kamapiya, Rucham Swam Avavre Dutyam Iha, Saiha Tadiyam, Sat Chaitanya Devaskritir Atitaram Na Kripayatu. In this Rasa Leela, Krishna, that Lakshmi Devi couldn't enter, because what is required? Gopi Bhav and Gopi Deho cannot enter as Lakshmi Devi in that form, but with Gopi Bhav, the heart of a gopi and the form of a gopi. In that Rasa Leela, Krishna is surveying what's been described variously as millions, billions, trillions of inconceivably beautiful gopis, with all their individual qualities, characteristics, beauty, dress, abilities, that one stands out as supreme. And to what degree? Ramananda gives in shorthand in the Ramananda Sambad, Radha, quoting Gita Govinda of Jayadev Goswami, Radha Madaya Hridaye, Tatyaja Braja Sundari, that after Radharani leaves the Rasa Leela in a huff, taking it, Vishaka sang beautifully and was appreciated. Lalita sang with increased beauty. Then Radharani, Gandharvika, she sings. And how beautiful should we think is the singing of Radharani and her dancing? We can't imagine, we cannot conceive that, but we can hear that. That her singing and dancing surpassed everyone, but thinking like, oh, so does Krishna think I'm one of the group? I mean, we can think from another, like Sriman Rasa Rasa Rangbi Bangshi Bhatta Tatastita Karsan Venu Swanai Gopi, and like, don't you want to be in that number, in that group? And she's saying, what? I'm one of the group. And she leaves, having just demonstrated her superiority. And then Krishna, there, we told, 1 trillion minus 1, we would think, what is, 1 trillion minus 1? Is there much difference in that? Trillion, then you minus 1 from the trillion, you still have close to 1 trillion. But Krishna, and this is the shorthand and spiritual math to understand how qualified she is. So you remove 1 from 1 trillion, and Krishna says, what happened? The whole experience is lost, What? Minus 1. Everyone else, Tatyajabra Sundari. So Krishna leaves 1 trillion minus 1 gopis to search for one. That's how it's told to us in Ramananda Sambad. What more do we need to know? Right? That's how qualified she is. More than 1 trillion. And after some time, and she's thinking, from all this singing and dancing, it's very tiring. If I'm to go in, they're deep in the Vrindavan forest, if I'm to go any further, you must carry me. Krishna's carrying her, then comes to set her down, and she closes her eyes and says, is there anyone more fortunate than me? And opens her eyes, and Krishna's vanished. So what is the Krishna consciousness movement, I ask you? And what should you be prepared for? The greatest devotee of Krishna and is apparently abandoned. So disturbing to her serving group, Saraswati Thakur couldn't tolerate to even hear this, became furious that someone even brought it up. But Guru Maharaj, studying Bhakti Vinod Thakur, came to understand Krishna hid himself in the kunja because he is already astonished at what he observes in her, which he thinks is, by comparison, 10 million times greater than the pleasure he's experiencing. And remember, he's Rasaraj. He's ecstasy personified. Anandamayo Vyasat. He's anandamic, or by nature, full of ananda. And he's saying, but it appears to me, and if anyone can estimate things on a deep, I would think it would be Krishna, due to his default omniscience. And he's saying, I can't estimate what's going, it looks like it's 10 million times greater than what I'm experiencing. What is that? And then he's saying, if it's like this when we're together, what, knowing that separation causes the heart to plunge deeper and reveal superior loving substance, what is she like when she's feeling separation from me? So he's hiding in the kunja, observing her, and what he sees, kutuki, that arouses the curiosity in him, like, what is it like to be her? In this way, and many other ways, there is no parallel to the pastimes of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. There's no parallel in literature, in religion, in science, in anything to what is expressed in the pastimes of Sri Chaitanya Dev. So he wants to, and we're to understand this, it's presented in Chaitanya Charitamritam and nowhere else. It was not known only by a select few, not presented in Chaitanya Bhagavat, in a sense alluded to, but not expressed. And so and necessarily so, from Swarup Damodar and Raghunath Das Goswami, whom Krishna Das Kaviraj Goswami received this most confidential understanding from, as indicated in the beginning of Chaitanya Charitamritam. Radha Krishna Pranaya Mahima Kiddusho Vani Eva. Saying the three reasons, the internal reasons for the descent of Mahāprabhu. The external reason to Bahir Anga Sangikori, Nama Sankirtan, the Yuga Dharma, Yuga Avatar's time has come to distribute the Yuga Dharma, to deliver the Krishna Nam to everyone. Krishna Nama Siddhu Dhamma Dana Dana Sagaram. Guru Maharaj wrote beautifully. Krishna, what is Krishna Nam? Siddhu Dham. It's the abode of all nectarine substances, Krishna Nam. Nikila Shruti Moli Ratnamala, Rupa Goswami, the crown jewel of spiritual sounds. Right? And the abode of all nectarine substances, the ultimate gift. So he's come to deliver that. And why? Radharani likes to take the name of Krishna. In many ways, it's indicated in different, and as Guru Maharaj said, what can we conceive the voltage of the Krishna Nam of Srimati Radharani? Right? Like the voltage of the Krishna Nam of Yashoda when she's calling for him to come for lunch. I mean, from the heart, Sevan Mukhe Hijavaro. The voltage of the Krishna Nam of Radharani is inconceivable. And she loves hearing that she cannot conceive of a sound so beautiful as Krishna. So, Sri Radhaya Pranaya Mahima Kidushovani Eva. The Radha Pranaya Mahima, the greatness of the love of Srimati Radharani, of the kind of love that she alone possesses. That necessarily means Mahabhav. Mahabhav Swarupini Radha Thakurani. And the accompanying ecstatic symptoms, Astika, Asta Satvika Vikar, Sudipta, all of these things. Sattvika, Bhav. Inconceivable things. He witnesses her in separation, expressing all these different ecstatic symptoms. So he wants to experience the sort of love that she alone possesses, Mahabhav. Kidro, Swadhya Yena Adbhuta, Adurima Kidrushova Samadhiya, Sokyam Chasha Maranubhavata Kidrusham Veti Lobhat, Tadbhavadya Samajani Sachigarbha Sindho Harindu. This is why he appeared in the Sachigarbha Sindhu, in the womb, the ocean of the womb of Srimati Sachi Devi. The love of Radharani, to taste what she's tasting. Remember, at Krishna, as we learn in the Gopinath, Kheer Gopinath, why is Mahāprabhu so eager to taste Gopinath Kheer? It's prasad. Krishna does not eat prasad. Right? We offer bhog to Krishna. And he enjoys that, and the remnants are prasad. And what is its extraordinary quality? We're told, Mahāprabhu himself says, so many ordinary ingredients. Is it that you just put them together in a certain way and they have an extraordinary taste and that's what prasadam is? He says, no, it has been touched by the nectar of the lips of Krishna. That's the secret ingredient of prasadam. And it's mysteriously charming taste. It's been touched with the nectar of the lips of Krishna. So how much Radharani is enjoying the prasadam? When Mahāprabhu is in the mood of Radharani, he wants the kheer of Gopinath. We can say, no, he is Gopinath, he already took that. It's not the same. He's saying, no, I want to taste the prasad. Even Krishna wants to taste that. He's saying, as Krishna, they never give me prasadam. I alone shall be, excluded, denied. I say, but it's Krishna, you can't take prasadam. Then you have to become a devotee. Then I want to become a devotee. How beautiful Krishna consciousness is. Devotion to Krishna and devotee of Krishna. that Krishna himself wants to embrace the position of a devotee. But not just any devotee, the supreme devotee. That we could expect from Krishna. So to experience her love, the taste, and the ecstasy that she experiences. These are his private internal reasons, and he's saying, oh good, the Yuga avatar needs to descend. So I can descend. This time I'll come myself and do the work, the public service of the Yuga avatar and distribute Krishna Nam to everyone. But I'll be taking that Krishna Nam the way Radharani takes Krishna Nam. Right? That means it's very special. Anarpita charim chirat koranavatirnakalo samar paritamudhojal rasam swabhakti sriyam hari purata sandurjuti kadamba sandipita sada hridaye kandares puratu va sachinandana. All Swarup Damodar, Rupa Goswami, Raghunath Das Goswami, and Gopal Bhatta Goswami knows all these things. So, but Mahāprabhu, there must be some arc to the pastimes. But you see thematically from the beginning, on the Krishna Nam side, even when he's a baby, Nimai, like he'll start crying, and they try, like people do, they try and get babies to stop crying. So what is the only way he'll stop crying? Is if they chant Krishna Nam. Then he stops crying and he's happy. So what does it do? Already he's getting everybody to chant Krishna Nam. But he will gradually embrace the position of a devotee and the highest devotee. Gradually. But he has his early pastimes as a naughty child, and then an arrogant young scholar, the teacher of the primary students in Sanskrit. The Aprakrita Lila aspect is like, you would think, no, I mean, if he's Mahāprabhu, then he must be teaching like the great, No, he's teaching primary students. So when the Keshava Kashmiri scholar comes, he's like, the leader of the students, their teacher, and disguised. And then after Kashmiri composed 100 slokas saying favorite son of goddess Saraswati, he composed on the 100 verses. And then on Ganga, glorifying Ganga. Nimai Pandit's position comes out when he reveals that midway through, he's memorized all of them and can recite them, and points out in one there's a particular flaw. And Kashmir think, what? So it's always in that way, disguised, and only certain circumstances it's expressed. But his position is so disguised that Gadadhar Pandit, who is none other than Srimati Radharani herself, descended to participate in these pastimes, is thinking, he's so attracted to Nimai Pandit, and he's so beautiful and charming in every way. He only has one flaw, he's not a devotee. So then he must gradually become a devotee. All the devotees want him to become a devotee, like they do. Gadadhar Pandit even sometimes trying to avoid Nimai Pandit, because he always likes to tease Gadadhar by arguing and defeating and flustering Gadadhar. Sometimes Gadadhar like maybe he won't see me if I walk this way. Oh, Gadadhar. And how beautiful Gadadhar Pandit is, if we can imagine Srimati Radharani appearing as a beautiful young boy. Inconceivable. But Gadadhar and they celebrate when they hear, after going to Gaya on the plea of some funeral rites for the father, that Nimai Pandit returns to Navadvip filled with devotion. So all the devotees it's spreading, and it's like, have you heard Nimai Pandit has become a devotee? No, yes. Yay. But such a devotee that he is only teaching Sanskrit now to the students, that everything means Krishna. Everything. Just like Guru Maharaj pointing out, Madhvacharya says the relative local context of any word is like the reins you put on a horse to direct it in a particular way, to guide it in a particular direction. Saying, but as if you remove the reins from a horse, then the horse will run where it wants to. Said if you remove the reins of local context of any word, it will run to Krishna conception. So he's now only, everything means Krishna. But then he goes deeper, then the Gopi Bhav. What kind of devotee is he? Gopi Bhav. Gopi devotee. The best devotees. And sometimes the gopis are upset with Krishna. We just crossed some realm there. There's a realm where people can have legitimate complaints about Krishna. They do, apparently. And he's praising the gopis, and then people are thinking, this is weird. Now he's singing the names of the gopis, and they go, you should chant Hare Krishna, Prabhu. He's saying, Krishna? He's a despicable man. He's just doing so many objectionable things. I won't take the name of Krishna. They're saying, now he's just mad. He's totally mad. So much so, his mother is thinking he's mad. And the rumors are spreading, Nimai Pandit's a madman now. Oh, first he's talking about Krishna, then the gopis, it's all over the place. And then one day we're told he's laughing madly in divine ecstasy for like 9 hours. That's a long time. If someone was laughing madly for 9 minutes, it would be a long time. But 9 hours. And Mother Sachi's saying, oh, my Nimai, he's lost his mind. And she gets from the Ayurvedic doctor some special medicine, put it on his head. The Vishnu oil is supposed to cure madness. And he's still laughing madly. Then she makes a bathtub to immerse him in that. So he's like up to his neck in this oil, still laughing madly. And Srivas Thakur comes to visit. And she's saying, Srivas, Nimai's lost his mind. Look at him. And Srivas Thakur says, what your son has is Krishna Prem. And I want a drop of that divine substance. And then, hearing that, Nimai Pandit stops laughing. And he's saying, Srivas, if you thought I was mad, I was just going to laugh my way out of this world. But that you understand, now there's some hope. And they begin the Srivas Sangam Kirtan, behind closed doors. the Nam Sankirtan behind closed doors, and that some people who are not qualified are disallowed, they're unhappy, they're spreading rumors, they're starting to speak ill of Nimai Pandit, and he starts thinking like, Krishna Varnam Tusha Krishnam Sango Pangashtra Parshadam Yagye Sankirtana Pray Yajanti Sumerasa. I came to distribute the medicine of Krishna Nam to everyone. And now, the patients are abusing the doctor. So I'm getting the actual opposite result of what I wanted. I wanted to come and save everyone. Now everyone's against me. And thinking how to resolve the dilemma. You see, if I take sannyās, then by social custom, they'll all have to give respect to me. They will. So then I shall have to take sannyās. He only shares this with a few. And this is very painful for the devotees. And what to speak of Vishnu Priya, his 14-year-old wife. So, as interpreted by Vishwanath Chakrabarti and other, the Bhagavatam sloka is there, Katwa sudushtaja surepsita raja lakshmin dharmista arja bachasa yadagara ranyam mayam rigam doita ipsitam anbadava bande mahapurushate charanaravindam. Raja Lakshmi means Vishnu Priya Devi. So we, as growing, he had to give up the imperial throne of the heart of Vishnu Priya. So how much love they have for one another, and she has for him, is inconceivable to us. So in one sense, it's her gift to allow this. How heartbreaking it is. And what to speak of Mother Sachi, right? The painful separation that is there in the pastimes of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Yashoda taking a position, Radharani, others. Because, as is indicated there, Bahye Visajalahoy Bitore Anandamoy Krishna Premar Adbhuta Charit. The wonderful, astonishing characteristic of Krishna Prem is its quality and quantity is increased in separation. So the separation reaches the deepest region of heart and yields the most superior type of prem. So that externally it appears as though one's suffering the effects of cobra venom, while internally they're relishing some peculiar ecstatic joy. So Mahāprabhu, it's on this evening that he is going to leave at like 3 o'clock in the morning. And as the news, only a few know, but devotees, they're always coming to see Nimai Pandit. But on this particular evening, so many are coming to his house, they don't know it's the last time they will see him. Maybe some have some inclination. Not inclination, intimation. But one such as Kolavecha Sridhar, the plantain seller, the one who, that means, like banana leaves, making plates and cups from, it's nothing. No, substantial income from that. Still, whatever he made, 50% he's spending on Ganga Puja, the worship of Ganga. And Nimai Pandit would come to him and say, like, I want to buy some of your plates. And you go, all right, they're this much. And you go, well, the guy, down by the banyan tree has got them for half that. Then buy from him. No, I want to buy from you. So he's always cheating him. And we're told that the Mahaprakash, when he's still resisting the Radha Bhav and Bhakta Bhav, and for a brief period loses his mind and becomes, the supreme being in his normal mode. And he's giving everything to everyone. That when all the devotees, when Kolavecha Sridhar comes before him, he says, ask whatever you want, I give that to you. And he said, I want that birth after birth, that Brahmin boy, Nimai Pandit, will come and cheat me out of my plantains. That's what I want. Just lifetime after lifetime that you'll do that. That's a devotee. So he comes and brings a pumpkin gourd, and Sachi Matza makes some type of preparation from milk and that. It's the last thing that Mahāprabhu Nimai Pandit takes before leaving in the dead of night, next to the 14-year-old wife, Vishnu Priya, and Sachi Mata at the door, can't believe it, can't speak, she's become like a statue. And he leaves, swims across the Ganga, and goes to Katwa to take sannyās from Keshava Bharati. And the news is spread, and Guru Maharaj would sing this song, Nadiya Dar Kore Gora Jaire. The light of Navadip has gone out. What have we done? Nimai Pandit has left. How heartbroken are the devotees. Advaita Acharya is contemplating suicide, but he's thinking, I'll have to do it at night. I don't want to upset all the devotees. They're devastated. Of course, Nityananda comes later with some news, like we can reassemble in Shantipur, and they get their lives back. But in Katwa, and how beautiful is Nimai Pandit with his curling hair and beautiful features, and the people cannot tolerate the idea that they're going to shave his head. So, and that he will get sannyas from Keshava Bharati. They're threatening to destroy his ashram. And Guru Maharaj said, like one lady said, like, who invented this anyway? Like, where does this come from? Who thought this up? And they're threatening that if you do this, we're going to destroy this place. And Keshava Bharati, realizing the precarious situation, tells Nimai Pandit, he's trying to think of a way out of it. He said, you have to get your mother's permission. So then he starts running back and he goes, oh, come, you're so charming. And so of course she will agree. What can we do? And they bring the barber, and he doesn't want to shave his head. But somehow they force it, and when they're shaving the head, Guru Maharaj wrote in his song, what is it? Laka Lochen Ashru, something, how tears fell from the eyes of millions. They're just swooning and crying and falling on the ground. They can't tolerate seeing the beautiful hair being shorn from the moon-like face of Gauranga Chandra. And that barber said, I will never shave another head. And he took the occupation of a sweet maker. And he say, due to touching Mahāprabhu, it was sweetness personified. They say, the sweets he made, they had an extraordinary sweetness to them. And the time for giving the sannyās mantra is coming. And Keshava Bharati is about to say, and then Mahāprabhu said, is this the mantra? I heard it in a dream. And says to him, Tattvamasi. He said, yes, that is the mantra. But up to this point, meaning, thou art that Brahma of the Maya, the Brahma, that greatest thing, you are that. But when Mahāprabhu said it, it said, you are his, you belong to him. So they take it that Mahāprabhu really initiated Keshava Bharati. And then he's saying what name to give. His name is Bharati. And he said, but looking at you, and I can see, you have descended in this world for no other purpose than the distribution of Krishna consciousness. So your name can only be Sri Krishna Chaitanya. And everyone, it's Krishna Chaitanya. They're jumping and dancing. Mahāprabhu is dancing, and Srinivasa Acharya's father is there, and he keeps going, Chaitanya, Chaitanya. And he's madly taking the name Chaitanya, so much so that when he returns to his village, and people say, what happened in Katwa? We heard that Nimai Pandit from Navadvip has gone there to take sannyas. And he would just go, Chaitanya, Chaitanya. So he became known as Chaitanya Das for the rest of his life, saying, Chaitanya, Chaitanya. And Mahāprabhu himself dancing with Keshava Bharati and then running, Kahan Krishna Prananath Murli Badan, Kahan Karun, Kahan Pan Brajendranandan. Madly running in search for Sri Krishna, reality of the beautiful. But this way, that way, every direction. Right? And due to the pull of the hearts, the love and affection in the hearts of his devotees, he cannot leave. He's trying to go to Vrindavan, but he can't. And so after some time, Advaita Acharya, the trick of Nityananda Prabhu to, with Advaita Acharya, bring him to Shantipur, and Sachimata and the devotees come from Navadvip, but not Vishnu Priya Devi. So we would see at this time of the year, approaching the Smaram, the remembrance of the sannyās Śrīla by Srila Guru Maharaj, he would visibly, observably, his mood would change, and he would become very absorbed and thinking of these pastimes of Mahāprabhu. And a very simple prasadam was served at the mat, and only because Mahāprabhu was not taking anything for some days, then when he reaches Shantipur, then some feast. But that Prabodhananda Saraswati Thakur is Chaitanya Chandramritam. Is Yatha Yatha Gaura Padara Vinde Vindeta Bhaktim Kritapunya Rasi Tata Tatot Sarputi Hridya Kazmat Radha Padam Boja Sudamburasi. Like the Krishna Varnam slogam, Yagye sankirtana praye yajantihi sumedasa. Sumedasa, you can say means, fine intelligence or beautiful fine intelligence, but Guru Maharaj said refined theistic intellect. They'll catch this. They'll understand the opportunity that lies before them in worshipping the lotus feet of Gauranga Mahāprabhu. That as we hear from Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami at the conclusion of Madhya Lila, contrasting Gaur Lila and Krishna Lila. Krishna Lila Amrita Sar Tar Shata Shatadar Dastike Bahajaha Hoite Se Chaitanya Lila Hoy Sorovarakshoi Manasa Charaha Manasa Hangsa Charaha Tahate. He's saying, why you should let the swan of your mind dive into the nectarine lake of the pastimes of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Saying, why? Because Krishna Lila is reserved for the highest section of liberated souls. That should be clear. Right? It's not a game, it's not a fantasy. Right? The highest section of liberated souls can only enter there and participate in those pastimes. Muktanam api siddhanam narayana parayana kotishvapi mahamuni. Out of 10 million liberated souls, one may be a devotee of Narayan. And that's not entrance into Krishna Lila. Right? So how rare, how high an achievement. It means, in other words, impossible. We could just use that word and say, it's impossible. It's not possible. Then what is Gaur Lila? Saying, Gaur Lila is the magnanimous distribution of that which is inaccessible and impossible to achieve. Das Dike means the 10 directions, north, south, east, west, up, down, like that. Everywhere. So he's saying that means implied is to the unqualified. As when, after one of Guru Maharaj's talk, one devotee was just shaking their head and amazing thing like, why? It seems so, let me say, unfair for the undeserving will receive. It's not fair in a sense. And we told, Namo Mahavaranaya Krishna Prema Pradayate Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namne Gaur Tashenava. He said, what would be he said, understand the very nature of Sri Chaitanya Avatar. It must be that, not that if he's the most magnanimous, munificent avatar, right, then it's not that he's giving something high to those who are relatively low, but he must be giving the highest thing of which there is nothing higher to the lowest of whom there is no one lower. Then those are the parameters of the Mahavaranaya avatar. The highest thing of which there's nothing higher to the lowest of whom there is no one lower. That's magnanimity. So then he said, what should he give to them? Distribute some stone chips to everybody? He said, or should he give what he values as the best? And what did we hear in the beginning? What he observed from the heart of Srimati Radharani. He thinks there's nothing more valuable than that. So not only Krishna consciousness, but in this sense, Radha Bhav, which is shared by her group, the gopis, Gopi Bhava Rasamrita Dilahari. He wants to take them to this plane of Krishna consciousness, Unatojvala Rasam. So Bhakti. to this plane of Krishna consciousness. Right? So Prabodhananda is saying, and where is all of this found? At the lotus feet of Gaurang Gora Padara Vinde. Vindeta Bhaktim Krita Punya Rasi is equivalent to Yajantihi Sumedasa Sukritivan. Right? Then what? Tata Tatot Sarputa Hridya Kasmat. Radha Padamboja Sudamburasi. Saying Gaur Lila is the entrance to Krishna Lila. Every atom of Navadvip is capable of giving Vrindavan in full. Mahāprabhu's Sankirtan is the Rasa Lila in distribution mode. Right? Gaur Lila, the Acharya Lila of Radha and Krishna as Gaur Gadadhar. Tatat Tatot Sarputi Hridya Kasmat Radha Padamboja Sudamburasi. And Radha Dasyam, that is being distributed. Right? And what does he say? Unconsciously, deep within the core of the heart, the Radha Rasa Shuddha Nidhi will begin to flow. And they will spring out of the soil of Vrindavan. So how wonderful is the gift of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Sri Radha Padasevanamrita Mahol Datam Isho Bhavan. Guru Maharaj is identifying. This is the gift of Bhaktivinoda Thakur. It's understood by Śrīla Saraswati Thakur and the to Śrīla Prabhupada, Śrīla Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, brought the world in connection with Krishna consciousness, with Krishna Chaitanya, and this particular flow. Right. And Srila Guru Maharaj revealed all of these things in their greatest depth and highest expression. And Srila Bhakti Sudhir Goswami Maharaj expanded the mission of Srila Guru Maharaj all over the world so that everyone could come in connection with his Krishna conception that really comes from the heart of Mahāprabhu and Srimati Radharani. Hare Krishna. Hari Haraya Nama Krishna Yadavaya Namaha. Hari Haraya Nama Krishna Yadavaya Namaha. Yadavaya Madhavaya Kesavaya Namaha. Gopal Govinda Ram Sri Madhusudan.
Gopal Govinda Ram Sri Madhusudan.
Giridhari Gopinath Madana Mohan.
Giridhari Gopinath Madana Mohan.
Sri Chaitanya Nityananda Sri Advaita Chandra.
Sri Chaitanya Nityananda Sri Advaita Chandra.
Garadhara Srivasari Gaura Bhatta Vrinda. Jai Rupa Sanatan Bhatta Raguna.
Jai Rupa Sanatan Bhatta Raguna.
Sri Jiva Gopala Bhatta Dasa Raguna.
Sri Jiva Gopala Bhatta Dasa Raguna.
Echai Gosai Kori Charana Bandhan.
Echai Gosai Kori Charana Bandhan.
Jaha Hoite Vignanas Abhishta Puran.
Jaha Hoite Vignanas Abhishta Puran.
Echai Gosai Jar Mui Taro Das.
Echai Gosai Jar Mui Taro Das.
Sansabada Padarenu Mora Pansagras.
Sansabada Padarenu Mora Pansagras.
Tandera Charana Sevi Bhakta Sanevan.
Tandera Charana Sevi Bhakta Sanevan.
janame janame more abhilas.
Janame janame more abhilas.
Bechai gosai jabe braje koilovas.
Bechai gosai jabe braje koilovas.
Radha Krishna Nitya Leela Korilo Prakash.
Radha Krishna Nitya Leela Korilo Prakash.
Anande Bolo Hari Bhaja Vrindavan.
Anande Bolo Hari Bhaja Vrindavan.
Sri Guru Vaishnava Pade Majayaman.
Shri Guru Vaishnava Pade Majayaman.
Sri Guru Vaishnava Pad Padma Koriyan.
Shri Guru Vaishnava Pad Padma Koriyan.
Korinam Sankirtan Kohe Narotamadan. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare.
Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare.
Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Jai Gaura Hari Bo, Hari Bo, Hari Bo, Gaura Hari Bo.
Jai Gaura Hari Bo, Hari Bo, Hari Bo, Jai Gaura Hari Bo.
Jai Gaura Hari Bo, Hari Bo, Hari Bo, Gaura Hari Bo.
Jai Gaura Hari Bo, Hari Bo, Hari Bo, Jai Gaura Hari Bo.
Jai Om Vishnupad Paramahansa Parivrajakacarya Satara Siddha Shri Srimad Śrīla Bhakti Sundar Govinda Dev Goswami Maharaj Ki Jai. Jai Om Vishnupad Śrīla Bhakti Rakak Sridhar Dev Goswami Maharaj Ki Jai. Bhagavan Śrīla Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur Ki Jai. Jai Saparikar Shri Shri Guru Gauranga Gandharva Govinda Sundar Jiu Ki Jai. Shri Giriraj Govardhan Ki Jai. Shri Rupanuga Guru Varga Ki Jai. Shri Rup Sanatan Bhattarogana Shri Jiva Gopal Bhatta Das Raghunath Sad Goswami Prabhu Ki Jai. Namacharya Srila Haridas Thakur Ki Jai. Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasati Gaur Bhaktivinoda Ki Jai. Shri Shri Radha Krishna Gop Gopinath Shyamakunda Radha Kunda Giri Govardhan Ki Jai. Vrindavan Dham Ki Jai. Navadip Dham Ki Jai. Shri Chaitanya Saraswat Mat Ki Jai. Shri Gupta Govardhan Ki Jai. Ganga Devi, Jamuna Devi, Bhakti Devi, Tulsi Devi Ki Jai. Om Vishnupad Vishva Bharani Srila A.C. Bhakti Vedanta Swami Prabhupada Ki Jai. Shri Chaitanya Saraswat Mat Acharya Brinda Ki Jai. Jai Srila Bhakti Bhimala Maharaj Ki Jai. Jai Srila Bhakti Ranjan Madhusudan Maharaj Ki Jai. Jai Sripad Keshavananda Prabhu Ki Jai. Jai the Tiro Bhava Ramachandra Kaviraj Ki Jai. The Tiro Avir Bhava Mahamahota Gopal Bhatta Das Goswami Prabhu Ki Jai. Shri Krishna Chaitanya Mahāprabhu Sannyasila Ki Jai. Samaveda Bhakti Vrinda Ki Jai. Nitai Go Premanande.
Hari Bol, Jai Om Vishnu Srila Bhakti Sudhir Goswami Maharaj Ki Jai. Dandavats from our devotees all around the world. Dandavats from Ratin Prabhu, Moscow. Madhavi Didi, Doyal Nitai Prabhu, Suchitra Didi, Priyadarshini Didi, Madhu Gopal Prabhu, Krishna Bhakta Prabhu, Canada. Dharani Dharendra, Tapanandini Didi, Mexico. Krishnadas Prabhu, Ukraine. Odarya Leela Didi, Mukunda Prabhu, Dhananjaya Prabhu, Purushottama Prabhu, Salt Lake City.
Hare Krishna.
Rasananda Prabhu, Kiev, Dandavats dear Maharaj and the
Hare
devotees. Anantadev Prabhu, Ukraine, my eternal Dandavats
Hare
dear
Krishna.
Goswami Maharaj. Krishna Kanti Didi, USA, offering Dandavats to Śrīla
Hare
Goswami
Krishna.
Maharaj and all of the devotees. Purushottam Prabhu, thank you all devotees for this broadcast service. That's all for today.
Jai Vanchakapa Triviyastra Kripal Sindhuvevata Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha. Hare Krishna.